In Kenya, wash has been a very big topic of discussion.
In the past 5 to 10 years. Like, just imagine, it used to be a hush subject.
Yeah.
Now people are saying it, and I think people are doing it like it's like the next big thing.
And it looks cool.
And it looks cool at the moment.
And if we can't understand where you're getting your money from, we assume
we're calling you wash.
Yeah.
I look at some businesses on social media, and I'm usually like, that genuinely can't be the price of that item.
Yeah.
And like, I'm also tempted to be among the people who wants to get into the wash allegations on you, because I'm like, surely that item can't cost 40,000 shillings. Like, one item, like,
I get it. Looks fishy.
Looks like a washing machine. It's like a business washing machine.
And even the growth of real estate in Kenya also sometimes makes you question where all that money is coming from. Yes. These developers that are still putting up
high-rise buildings.
Yes.
Who is financing it?
Yes.
And then
who is going to buy them?
Yes. And then also, all of those buildings don't belong to the Chinese the way you want us to believe.
They are being built by the Chinese.
Yes, but they don't belong to the Chinese. They don't belong to them. Hi guys, welcome to the Rundown. My name is Mihala Barasa.
And I'm Nanun Yuko.
And today we get to talk about one of the topics that my co-host and best friend, yes, I've said, likes the most. We're going to talk about money laundering, aka wash. Yes. But before we go there, have you subscribed to our channel? I see you, Sarah. I see you. Please go and subscribe hapa tu chini and turn on the notification bell so that when we put up a new episode, you can be able to listen and you can be able to know. Please subscribe. It means a lot to us. So Ndanu, take it away.
Okay. I'm not sure now that you've told guys we'll be talking about wash. Probably for our non-Kenyan listeners, we can start with what is wash. So in Kenya, basically wash is the slang word that is used to describe money laundering activities and use of illicit funds, basically. People who are, it's also used to describe people who are acquire their wealth through illegal or illicit activities. But for a more formal definition, money laundering is the act of turning illicitly acquired wealth or money into getting it into the financial system. Basically cleaning it.
Basically legitimizing.
Yes. Illicitly acquired
funds.
Yes. Yeah. When we do trainings,
yes,
for anti-money laundering, we normally like to put photos of money in a washing machine.
Oh yeah, I've seen those photos.
You know,
William is like that. Sorry, William.
Hi, William. Yes, he was a very good boss.
Yeah, he was.
Yes, amazing. So basically, that's what money laundering is, and of course, in Kenya, wash has been a very big topic of discussion
in the past 5 to 10 years. Like, just imagine, it used to be a hush subject.
Yeah.
Now people are saying it, and I think people are doing it like it's like the next big thing.
And it looks cool.
And it looks cool at the moment.
Yes.
Like there's a lot of pomp and color and vavavoom around it.
And if we can't understand where you're getting your money from, we assume
we're calling you wash.
Yeah. So
the way if we can't understand how you're losing weight, we give you Ozempic allegations.
Oh my gosh, that's so mean.
But not that I hate Ozempic. I'm actually very pro people who get Ozempic.
Seriously?
Like, yes. I'm like, anything that can get you healthy, as long as you... Because I usually say, look, even the people who do wash, not that I support it, I'm like, You must know the risk surely.
Okay, I get.
You must understand the risk surely before you get into it.
Yeah.
I think the same way about Ozempic. I'm
Ozempic.
like, however much I tell you the side effects,
Yes.
you're not going to change your mind.
I get what
if
you
you've
mean.
already like decided this is what you
Yes.
want. So I'm sure like whatever gets you to a healthy weight, Winnie, I support you.
But you see, okay, like leave Ozempic, but now like when we are talking about like wash, sometimes, a lot of times, or it's been classified as easy money. So easy money can be quite addictive.
It is.
Yes. So probably when someone was starting out, they were like, I just need to get myself
once,
out of this problem.
Then I'm done.
Exactly. But since you've already started, you've made that 1 million, and okay, I wasn't caught. Then now you make a 10 million. Then you're like, it's actually not so bad. We can keep doing this. So that's how, for me, I usually feel like a lot of people get caught up in the system of money laundering, because you will never feel...
It becomes addictive.
Yes, you'll never get enough. Yes.
I think I and this is just my personal opinion. Okay, I'm really sorry to those who will be affected by this comment. I look at some businesses on social media and I'm surely like, that genuinely can't be the price of that item.
Yeah.
And like I'm also tempted to be among the people who wants to get into the wash allegations on you, because I'm like, surely that item can't cost 40,000 shillings. Like I
get it.
Yeah, you look at some pages and you're like,
are you sure?
There's something that's not right about your pricing.
Yeah.
And I like to tell myself I am genuinely not the target market.
Yes.
For those goods. But I'm like, even if you had a target market, how big is it? Like, how big is it for you to be able to sell one item, one cup for like, and it's not like a novel cup for like 60, 70. I'm like, that's not the price. That's if you're selling it on, if it's that novel, you can't be selling it on Instagram. You probably have your small niche market.
Yes.
So I'm usually very tempted to be like,
looks fishy.
Looks like a washing machine. It looks like a business washing anyway.
And I think that's also one of the reasons why, like, the Kenyan government has been trying to increase the institutions or the businesses that are regulated under the anti-money laundering laws, because the very cash-intensive businesses are the ones that are easiest to use to clean money. So traditionally, we used to have casinos, kayaks, such businesses, dry cleaners also.
Yeah.
Very cash-intensive businesses are what used to be used for money laundering. But over the years, money launderers have become smarter. So now they're using more legitimate businesses to clean their illicitly acquired cash. So over time now, you're seeing other different businesses now coming into the mix. So now you're seeing nightclubs, you're seeing salons. So you find, so probably on Instagram, I'm telling you, hi guys, so I'm selling wigs at 100,000. So, Danu sells wigs for 100K. Yes.
They're expensive wigs.
Yeah, expensive wigs. So if I start driving a range in the next 1 year,
she sells wigs.
Yeah, she sells very expensive wigs. Like,
yeah, you don't question it.
Exactly. And that's, so probably what social media now has done is to legitimize those businesses, because now you create a perception that I have businesses that are doing well. So it makes it difficult
for you to accuse me of it.
Exactly.
But you see, there's on the flip side, even a wig, I'd get 100K.
Yes.
There's some items that you look at and you're like, no, it's a piece of material. It's a dress.
Yes.
It can't be that much. Like, it's a suit. You look at it and you're like, it's not a designer suit. It's not like...
But someone watching this will tell you, for me, I love this type of dresses. So
Which is
this
fine.
is what I am going to spend on.
Which is fine,
on
but
a
that's not the
dress.
perception that we get. Okay, that's not the perception that I get. I don't know. Maybe I'm the only one, and maybe I'm jealous. I don't know. But I'm usually like,
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
I'm
Sometimes,
not accusing anyone. I'm just saying, like,
yeah. And even the growth of real estate in Kenya also sometimes makes you question where all that money is coming from.
yes.
Yes, because if you own a piece of land, a house right now, if you try to sell it, it's very difficult.
It's very difficult, yes.
With the current economic climate, it's very difficult to get a buyer. So you're asking yourself, these developers that are still putting up,
High-rise buildings.
yes,
Who is financing it?
yes,
And then,
who is going to buy them?
yeah, and then also, all of those buildings don't belong to the Chinese the way you want us to believe.
They are being built by the Chinese.
Yes, but they
don't
don't
belong to the Chinese.
They don't belong to them.
Yes.
They don't, and all those people, you can't say that all of them have gotten loans. Like, it's impossible to think like that.
Actually, I probably need to check the mortgage rate in Kenya. It's not. I think there was someone who was saying the mortgage rate is not the same as the rate at which the real estate market is growing in Kenya. Yes. The real estate market is growing faster than the rate at which mortgages are being taken. Yeah. So where's the money?
Where's the money?
Where's the money coming from? Yeah. Because if you're employed, tell me where you're getting 50 million pap.
To buy a...
Yeah. Where you're getting 100 million
to
pap.
build
Yes.
a structure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even if you're... Okay, some businesses, yes.
Some businesses, yes.
But most, like, normal middle-class businesses, it's not like you can get 150 million off the bat.
Exactly. So this money is coming from somewhere.
And you can't take 150 million out of your business
Exactly.
legitimately too.
Yes.
Unless you're taking out a loan facility, which we know you're not taking. Johnson, what's happening?
So probably then we can give examples of types of businesses that are seen or are used as conduits for money laundering. So as I had mentioned initially, cash-intensive businesses, first of all, are what are very easy to use for money laundering. But before we get to that, probably, I know you're the one asking the questions, but let me just start with, where does this money come from? This money that is being washed, where does it come from?
So you're going to give us the stages of money laundering?
Yes. Okay. So first of all, this money needs to come from somewhere. So like in the Kenyan context, a lot of this money either comes from corruption. So if you're working with corrupt politicians, the money that they acquire from kickbacks, any sort of facilitation payments that they get, that money is illegal or illicitly acquired funds. We also have money that is acquired through fraud. I know we have not, I don't want to start a war between Kenya and Nigeria, but
Start or fuel.
or fuel. Oh, I don't don't come for me, Nigerians.
There's a difference.
But I'm sure you've seen or heard about this the slang, the Nigerian slang. They call it Yahoo boys. Yes.
Hush puppy? We did an episode on Hush Puppy.
We
You remember?
did,
Yeah, we
yeah.
did an episode on Hush Puppy.
Yes. So now, right now, we have a lot of online scams. So the money that is acquired through those online scams,
Online romance scams. Prince, Nigerian prince.
Nigerian prince.
I digress. I have a wonderful Nigerian colleague. There's a day we went for a work event with him, and he was new. He was like 1 week into the organization. And this lady comes up to him and asks him, are you a fraudster? Because all Nigerians are fraudsters.
Oh my God.
I was cringing, like I was almost getting under my seat. I was like, oh my God, this is not happening. And he was so like nice about it. He just looked at her.
Does the person know they can be fired for that?
I don't think she did.
Discrimination.
I don't think she did.
Yeah.
But I was just like,
actually, and that's why I'm saying, okay, that is a whole other different topic that I think we've talked about before, about discrimination. In as much as a certain country is probably known for a certain activity or issue being rampant, if you directly say something about it, it can warrant either someone
A
suing.
disciplinary.
Yeah.
It was such a random comment. Like
I don't-
you would not think someone would say, and actually it was at lunch. Like you
What?
would not think someone would say, it's like
I hope she was joking. Yeah. But the reason I've used the example of the Yahoo Boys is because already the Nigerians already had a term for it. So, and it also happens a lot in Kenya. So we have those online scammers and fraudsters. So there are different types of online scams. I think we've also touched on this in a previous episode. We've got people who clone credit cards and make purchases, either through Amazon or other online platforms. Then now when they make those purchases, they sell those products. So it looks like I have an online business going on, but the capital for the goods that I am selling is actually from
someone else's bank account.
Exactly.
It's an online business, all right?
So online scammers are so when we talk about wash, especially in the Kenyan context, there's a lot of people who are involved in online scams and fraud. So that is how they acquire the funds that they now use in funding legitimate businesses. Yes. I'm sure you've also heard about forex guys. They are also, I also normally put them together
In the same category.
category with the online scammers. Yeah, because they hide. I know there are legitimate
Traders.
but there are people who use that as a front. Yes, to say this is where I'm getting my money from. Then, of course, we have the traditional money launderers or traditional crime. Yeah, so people who, normal thieves, people who are involved in illegal activities like prostitution, other illegal activities. Maybe you can remind me. What are some illegal activities?
I don't know. I
don't know
illegal activity.
You don't know illegal? You're a lawyer.
I don't know illegal activity. Fake gold scams.
Yes, fake gold scams. So there are the traditional crimes. So once you engage in a crime, you know now you can't take the money to the bank. So if I come to your house today and rob you, I come and pick your TV, fridge, all the things, your household items, and then I sell them. I can't just go and put the money in the bank first. So now that's where now the stages of money laundering comes. So you've gotten your money from an illegal activity, whatever it is, anything illegal. Then now you want to legitimize this money. You want to bring it into the financial system. So the first stage is placement. So the easiest way to place money is through now what I was calling cash intensive businesses. So now I'll go open maybe a salon, a car wash, a car yard, a nightclub. So businesses where a lot of the people are paying through cash. So why these businesses are good for money laundering is because I can charge whatever. The pricing for those businesses is not regulated. I can charge whatever. I can have fake receipts. I can say I had 20 clients today. Who is coming to verify there were 20?
Confirm that there were 20.
Exactly. I can inflate the cost of items. I think that's what you were talking about. Like you look at something on Instagram and you're like, who is buying this? Yeah. So that's also one of the ways in which people use that's now the first stage. So real estate also can be used because a lot of times the casual laborers that we use when we're building, we pay them using
using cash.
Cash, and it's daily.
And it's day rate, yeah.
Exactly.
It's a day rate.
It's a day rate. So also real estate is also very easy for you to clean money.
Even the cost of materials you can inflate.
Even right now, if I want to buy land from you, say I'll just come with a bag of money. Tell you, hi, Mihala. We sign a sale agreement. You, Mihala, you'll go to the financial institution. You have the sale agreement. You'll say, Danu bought land from me. Here's the sale agreement. Yes, so this is where I'm depositing this cash. Yes. So cash-intensive businesses are what are used to place money. Now, once you place the money, the second step is layering. So now you need to spend the money in different areas, okay? So probably you started out with the nightclub, okay? So now you have money coming in from the nightclub. The money is growing. Then now you think, okay, hey, now saying that the nightclub is making 100 million per month.
It's not making sense.
It's not making sense. So now you start opening other businesses.
Oh.
Yes, different businesses. Now that is what is called layering. So I have a supermarket here. I've got a nightclub here. I've got a salon here. I've got the car wash there. I've now got the car yard. So now those are different businesses. So even now when you get to the third stage, which is integration. Integration is now where the money has now entered the financial system
so it's basically been cleaned.
Exactly. So even for the banks, for the investment institutions, if they ask you for source of funds, it's very clear.
You're saying
my car wash. Yes.
My laundry. My car yard.
My car yard, yeah. What more do you guys need? So that is now what is called integration. And now during integration, you now start buying financial products. Now you start putting money in shares. You start putting money in money market. You buy insurance policies. You open a trust for your kids.
Hey.
You know?
Sounding all so fancy until the DCI come for you.
Yeah. And actually, by the time, for a lot of people, it takes years for them to get to that point of integration. Yes. So you find for some people to even trace where the original illicit funds came from can be quite difficult. Yes. Because now they have so many businesses. They've now invested in so many different financial products. Now it's like, it's crazy. You're like, okay.
And maybe they've had the shares for like the past 10 years.
Exactly. And then you're asking yourself, where did this guy 15 years ago
who was not here? Where did all this money come from?
Exactly. So those are the various stages of money laundering. Yeah.
That I loved that lesson. I was listening very keenly. Very, very keenly. I think listening to you, I'm thinking if sometimes even by the time, especially with our Kenyan legal and regulatory system, even at the time someone is at the first stage of it, even just at placement, if I successfully place, it's still going to be quite a bit of work for the DCI to come and try and differentiate. This is the actual salon money, and this is like the money that was sneaked in from whatever thing that I was trying to do to help sneak in the money.
Yes.
I think by that time you've already mixed clean funds and non-clean funds. So by the time even it's getting to layering, there's already a confusion.
Yeah.
So even the regulator can't be able to differentiate the two.
The two, exactly. Yeah.
Interesting.
And that's the whole point of it. Confuse the system and get in.
Don't let them know your next move.
Yes.
After that whole lesson on stages of money laundering, maybe you can take us through the relevant laws that govern money laundering in Kenya.
Okay, so as you know, our resident advocate of the High Court does not allow us to start quoting acts before we get into the Constitution. But the Constitution does not have any specific article that talks about money laundering, but there are several provisions in the Constitution that are used when there's prosecution to do with money laundering. So, of course, you have Article 40, which is right to property. But the right to property is limited if the right to property is illegally acquired. So the state has the right to seize property that is illegally acquired. So we'll talk about that when you talk about asset recovery. The other thing is on taxation. So one of the issues which is under Article 210, which is principles of taxation. So one of the issues that is presented during money laundering is that a lot of times it also brings about issues of taxation. There's tax evasion, which is a crime, and money that you've acquired or you've retained for yourself because of tax evasion, and then you clean it through the financial system, then it also becomes part of illicitly acquired funds. But now if we go into basically and anyway, the Constitution of Kenya is supposed to protect its citizens. So if there's any illegal activity that you are engaged in, you've already violated the Constitution.
You've violated someone's right to privacy, someone's right to property,
Exactly.
someone's it's called right to human dignity. That's really a big one.
Yes,
With
because if you
stealing
scam
from
me and
them,
you tell me that you are going to marry me, you're an prince from where? You've already violated.
Enugu.
You've already violated my right to human dignity.
Yes.
Yeah, so now the Principal Act in Kenya is what people like to call POCAMLA. So that's the Proceeds of Crime and Anti-Money Laundering Act. So the main act was enacted in 2009. There have been several changes since then. The latest one was this year, 2025, which mainly the key changes were to include some institutions that were previously not regulated under the act, like insurance companies, SACCOs, real estate agencies, forex companies now are being brought into the fold. They'll now be regulated under this act.
That's nice to know.
Yes. Then we also have regulations under the POCAMLA. We have the anti-money laundering regulations, which now, as if you've been an advent listener of this channel, by now you'll know. From the law, you have regulations. Basically, regulations operationalize. Yeah? If I was to use an example of a company context, you have a policy, then you have a procedure. So the law is the policy. Map. Yes. And then now the regulation is the procedure.
Or SOP.
Yes. So basically, we also have the anti-money laundering regulations. Then we also have the POTA, Prevention of Terrorism Act. So the Prevention of Terrorism Act basically is now like the flip side of money laundering. So if financing of terrorism activities is illegal, I'm sure you've seen the government arresting some activists for being involved in terrorist activities. So they use that act to prosecute you, POTA, because they'll say you've been receiving funds from certain activist groups or from certain individuals. So they're the ones financing you to Ford Foundation. Yeah, they're the ones financing you to engage in mandamano or whatever. But leave mandamano alone. Now, proper financing of terrorism activities is illegal.
It is.
So if you're caught financing terrorist activities, then you can also be prosecuted under POTA. So ways in which people engage in financing of terrorist activities. So as I said, it's the flip side of money laundering in the sense that, so I come, Ndanu, with an ideology. I tell you, I now start, I'm like, guys, this certain group are not good. They eat, they eat human beings. So we need to eliminate them. And then I get a following. And that following now, I radicalize them. And then they start sending money to my cause, to finance my cause. And then I tell them, we are going to plan in the next 2 years. We're going to bomb their village. Yeah, and we're going to eliminate them. Now, you see, already you've started going to the left when it comes to the extreme. Yeah. So you now get people to support you, and slowly by slowly, they're giving you little money. So maybe I've registered the institution as Ndanu Foundation. So Ndanu Foundation keeps investing money here and there. And we're thinking, Ndanu Foundation is just a humanitarian organization. But it's being used now to finance terrorist activities. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and okay, of course, there's the regulations that come under it, which is the prevention of terrorism regulations. Yes. Yeah.
Interesting. I think I would add the Anti-Corruption and Economic Crimes Act to that
Yes.
list of
Exactly. Yeah.
laws.
Yes.
And it just doesn't handle our leaders pilfering funds from us.
Yeah.
I think if you're caught with an economic crime and we can't place it under the Pokamla or Potter, then more often than not, the DCI will put it under the Anti-Corruption and Economic Crimes Act.
Yes.
Can we go to the regulators?
Right. Yes. So in Kenya, the principal regulator is the Financial Reporting Center. So the Financial Reporting Center has been mandated under the Act to provide oversight in terms of implementation of controls within the country to prevent money laundering activities. So as I had mentioned, there are certain institutions that are regulated by this Financial Reporting Center. So this mainly is financial institutions. So we have the banks, insurance companies, investment companies. So whether it's the stockbrokers, fund managers, investment banks, then SACCOs. Yeah. Who else? Forex. Yes. And then now the government is also working on the Virtual Assets Service Providers Bill. So that's basically to also now regulate the virtual asset service providers. So now once they become regulated, it means that they will also fall into the purview of the FRC.
I think probably one of these episodes I would like you to come and discuss in depth the mandate and the overlook and the oversight that FRC gives, because I hear about them and I read about them a lot, especially on LinkedIn, but I do not think I have seen or heard from like them themselves, like this is the FRC Kenya, like this is, I have not, let me tell you.
After the NOS scandal?
I have not, like,
maybe. Do you remember the banks that were fined after the NOS?
That was FRC?
That was FRC.
Okay.
I think a lot of times people think that it's CBK that has fined the banks.
Okay.
It's not CBK. CBK can find the banks, because when it comes to money laundering, the other sector-specific regulators are now considered like secondary regulators, because different sectors now also have their own regulations. So like if you come to capital markets, there's the Capital Markets
Authority,
anti-money laundering regulations, which is specific to the people who, the institutions that are licensed under the Capital Markets Authority. In the insurance sector, there are regulations that have been provided by IRA. So now, if you violate any regulations or the anti-money laundering regulations, FRC will fine you for sure. Then also your principal regulator in your sector can decide to also fine you.
Or have a hawk eye on you.
Exactly, yes. Yeah, they may decide to come and visit you 3 times in a year. It's not fun.
You should prepare tea 3 times.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so sometimes I'm sure you've seen banks being fined because of lax controls when it comes to money laundering. That's normally FRC. So
I don't know why I didn't think through, because I don't know if I've seen, you know, the way I can say for sure, like for me, I know IRA is very loud. And like I see them, and CBK, like I see their impact. Even CMA, by the way, because I see a lot of articles on CMA. But I don't think I have come across like
FRC.
Yes.
I hope they don't see this episode, because they are fire.
They will come for people. They will come for people.
But I get what you're saying. Probably what they need to do is improve on their PR. But there's a lot they do. They also work with various institutions, law enforcement. So under DCI, there's a financial investigations unit.
Oh, I know actually, yes.
Yeah. So you'll find, so that's not a regulator, but you'll find there are times when DCI is the one investigating. Then once DCI investigates, they also give the information to FRC, yes, for reporting purposes and also tracking. Yeah, so that at least, so that you don't have double effort. You don't find FRC guys are also now coming to investigate the same issue that was investigated by DCI.
DCI.
Yeah. So as I've mentioned, even the sector-specific regulators also enforce anti-money laundering controls. So they also expect you to, if you're licensed within that sector, to comply with the anti-money laundering laws and regulations. And they also have the powers to fine you if you don't comply.
I think the other thing I've been thinking about as you speak about it is, if I'm a financial institution, obviously I need to do the KYC and make sure I know what kind of money is coming into my institution.
Yes.
But at the same time, I think it's easier for FRC, for the government, for the DCI to investigate and find a business as opposed to the individual that is conducting or doing the money laundering. I think it's easier to, the financial institutions are an easier, for lack of a better word, target.
Yes.
And that brings us to how advanced the regulation around financial institutions and money laundering are, and organizations, as opposed to individuals. Because you see, there are some scams, like romance scams, most of the time. Even if you arrest me, it's very hard to prosecute me.
Yeah.
Let's take an example of the Shakahola incident. If, say, for example, the guy was getting money here and there from his followers and he has a bank account and probably he's even bought land with that money. I've not seen that story come to the surface yet and come and say, okay, how did you acquire this property? I don't know if it's there, but I've not seen it.
Yeah.
And even when you see the crimes that those people are charged with, apart from act-specific crimes from maybe the Anti-Corruption Act, the Pokamla Act, you'll see they'd go with like intent to defraud. They'll go with handling stolen goods, stealing. It will not be like money laundering. It will not be like, it will not call it what it is.
I get what you're saying. And so probably what is there? And that's what I'm saying. I feel like the government institutions are not doing a very good job at PR. So there's another institution that is called the Assets Recovery Authority, if I'm not wrong.
The one that does the thing for ESCC, I know.
Yes. So now, besides ESCC, they also do for FRC.
The assets recovery.
Yes.
Which is fine. Like,
yes. Now, basically, why FRC now looks at the financial institutions is because the financial institutions are supposed to report suspicious activities and transactions. So if I'm here, and these episodes have been manifesting businesses. So Ndanu Group.
Ndanu Group, yes.
Yes, Ndanu Group has probably several financial institutions under it. Maybe we have a bank. So Ndanu Bank has Mihala as a client. So Mihala is a business person of repute in Kenya.
Thank you.
Yeah, and we are looking through her transactions, and it's like, well, she's been moving from 10 million, 30 million, 50 million. Now we are at a B. Now, for me as Ndanu Bank, I'll be fined by FRC for not reporting to FRC about the suspicion that I had about Mihala. Yes. Now, when I report to FRC about Mihala, my work is done. Now, FRC come and investigate you. When they investigate you and they find that actually it is true that your funds are illegally acquired, and they're able to now there, of course, they'll work with law enforcement to investigate, then now prosecute you. If they once they prosecute you and they're able to pinpoint the money that was illegally acquired, then now that's where asset recovery comes in. They come in and now
sweep my account.
exactly.
Which is fine. So my challenge with that entirety of the process is when the case gets to, let me just say, the DCI,
Yes.
and they have to charge me with whatever it is that they're charging me with.
Yes.
It's not every day that you hear Ndanu has been charged with money laundering.
Yeah,
They'll
true.
probably charge me with operating an illegal prostitution ring.
Yeah.
They'll charge me with a myriad of crimes under the penal code and maybe one or two economic crimes. But it's very rare for you to hear that she's been charged under the anti-money laundering, under the POCAMLA, or on something to do with money laundering. Which kind of, for me, it's like, yes, those were the crimes, but that's not what they were doing.
Yeah.
Like, that's
The
not,
big issue is
the
they
big
were
issue-
cleaning
yes,
money.
maybe that's the big issue. So for me, that's usually the, like, I don't know how
But don't
we
you
can-
think it's your counterparts who probably find a way to reduce the charges?
Yes, of course we do. Because you see, that entire process of money laundering, the way you've explained it,
Yes.
it's so complex. I think even proof of each of those elements puts the standard very high. So if I
Exactly.
just charge you with operating or stealing because I found you with, you know, it's easier. It's a low-hanging fruit.
Yes.
And as long as asset recovery comes, they recover the money, go away with it. They probably go and buy ambulances for you know that happens, yeah?
Yeah, I get.
They probably go and buy ambulances for a county that really needs those ambulances. They've closed the story. Yeah.
Actually, I think I get what you're saying. The prosecution bit of money laundering is where probably we're not getting a lot.
Yes.
We're not seeing a lot.
We're not getting like the meat of the crime.
Yes.
Like we'll go to
And actually,
anti-corruption
and the charges
economic-
are really, really high. Yeah. Because if I'm not wrong, it's 25 million if it's a fine. The jail term is actually quite long.
quite long, yes.
Yes. So if someone is being charged just for a petty crime compared to money laundering, and yet they've been engaging in money laundering may have a heavier sentence
Penalty.
compared to
Yes,
the petty
stealing.
crime. Yes.
Compared to stealing. Like
I get what you're
yeah,
saying.
that is my woe with it.
Uh-huh. Okay. All right. Thank you for your feedback.
I hope FRC are listening.
Yes. And I think FRC have been doing a lot of engagement with various industry players just to keep understanding what is happening. How are people able to implement the controls? What else can be done? Because as you know, Kenya was put in the fat grey list.
Yes, last year, yeah?
Yes, and it's still there. So that means
Of course we are still there. Have you seen the prices of those things I'm talking about on social media? Hey! Of course we are still there. I'd be surprised if we haven't moved to, is there a red list?
no, it's black.
A blacklist.
After that, but then, you know, if it's black, you can't do business.
I am
With
so surprised you're not on
with
the
other
blacklist.
companies. I think the countries that are in the blacklist are, I think it's Iran and Myanmar.
Hey, I'm so surprised.
Oh, and I think North Korea.
we must be so close to that list.
And strangely enough, countries that are less developed than us are not. So, which also goes to show things like perception. Already Kenya, to the international world, the perception is that it's a very corrupt country. So that also, I think, contributes to us staying in the grey list. And also the fact that Kenya is a huge hub for financial services in Africa. It also means that in terms of global standards, they expect
a lot more from us.
Exactly. So you might ask yourself, how come Uganda is not in the grey list? How come Tanzania is not in the grey list? How come other countries that are not where we are at in terms of financial services are not on the grey list, but it's because of the amount of transactions that are done in Kenya.
I think the other thing that maybe might contribute to that is there's an article I was reading by, is it called UNCTAD or UNCTAD, that was saying that I think the most virtual assets or crypto in Africa is owned by Kenyans.
Yes.
So we are like, I think 8.5% of African crypto is domiciled in Kenya. So that then means that the level of transactions that are here, the level of knowledge that we have on financial services, the level of internet coverage.
We are the pioneers of mobile money.
So we actually are held to a higher standard in financial industry services than a lot of other countries.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. I do not have any other questions for you. I wanted to speak about the charges that are usually leveled against wash people in Kenya, but then now it's kind of looking like I already passionately handled that one. Do you have anything else?
I think probably what I'd say is it is possible for Kenya to come out of the grey list. What we need to do as a country, one, is to improve our controls in the financial services sector. Of course, that means that we need to comply with the regulations. That means we need to make sure that we don't have any anonymous accounts. We know who you're dealing with, know your customer. You need to monitor transactions. You need to ensure that you report suspicious activities and transactions to FRC. And I know that sounds very textbook, but it's basically
what we need to do.
Yes. It's the basics of anti-money laundering. You need to know your customer, you need to monitor transactions
and report.
That's the
Simple
basics
things.
of it.
Banks, come on, guys.
But now, the biggest challenge from a national point of view is now corruption. We need to reduce corruption as a country. I know the Conflict of Interest Act was enacted this year, which is supposed to help reduce corruption, especially in the public service sector, because we have a lot of people in public service who they are working in government and they're also the suppliers.
Trading with government.
Yes.
In fact, you're working in Department A and supplying Department A of their books and pens.
Imagine, guys. So corruption is a very big issue that needs to be dealt with in Kenya. And then now these other crimes that are funding money laundering activities also need to be dealt with, like the online scams. You want to tell me our country does not have tech-savvy DCI guys?
They do. We do. You try and say something bad about you know who. They will come for you in that hole in Gashie. Like,
so why are you not catching the online scammers?
They do. I think they have the potential to do it.
So if we actually deal with the root cause, which is crime and illegal activities, then now there will be very little money to flow into the financial system. But if we're not dealing with the root cause of it, then there's nothing we're doing. Right?
Right.
That's it.
You have heard. It has been said. Thank you for hanging out with us today. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe. And at Wapachini, subscribe. If you have not turned on the notification bell to know when we are bringing you new episodes, please do that. We're waiting for you. Follow us on our social media handles, at The Rundown on YouTube, at The Rundown on TikTok, at The Rundown on Instagram. Follow us on our personal pages. I personally am at Mihala Barasa on all the platforms.
I'm Danun Yuko.
And until we see you guys next time,
Bye.